Hello everyone. So after completing ISCSI and FCIP protocol with respect to Unit 3, today in this session we were going to discuss about NAS, that is Network Attached Storage. So let us see what is this Network Attached Storage. So actually this concept is based on file sharing or file serving, you can say. Okay, so it is a specialized technology which does the file serving operations. Okay, so this is what the NAS is. NAS is exclusively meant for file serving operations. Okay, so keeping this particular thing in mind, let us discuss about network attached storage. So as we already know that the file sharing, as the name implies, hello everyone. So in the previous sessions we have discussed about ISCSI and FCIP protocols with respect to storage area network. So from today's session onwards, we will discuss about NAS, that is Network Attached Storage. So in a nutshell, this network attached storage is nothing but it is a facility, it is a technology provided to us for file serving operations, all file sharing operations, you can say. Okay, so with respect to that, let us see what exactly this particular technology is. To start with, we will be able to understand or discuss the benefits of NAS based storage strategy after completion of this particular chapter, we can say. So these are the few takeaways after completing this particular chapter, that we will be able to describe the components or elements of NAS. We will be able to discuss the connectivity options for NAS. We will be able to discuss the NAS management considerations by the environment and identify the best environments for providing NAS solution with respect to enterprises are concerned. Okay, so these are the few takeaways after studying this particular topic. So in this particular chapter, we are going to discuss about what you understand by NAS and describe its key properties or attributes, components you can say, and also we will be able to highlight the benefits of NAS. We will be able to discuss the NAS connectivity options, various management strategies and NAS applications. So this comprises this network attached storage with respect to Unit 3 is concerned. So let us see one by one. So with respect to this NAS is concerned, the file sharing is the name implies and enables users to share files with the other users. So traditionally, this method of file sharing involves copying files to portable media such as floppy diskette, CD, DVDs or USB drives and delivering them to other users with whom it is being shared. However, this approach is not suitable in an enterprise environment in which large number of users at different locations need access to common files. Okay, so this external media or small storage device is concerned, we can use them, means small devices in the sense your floppies or disks, okay, CDs. So these are all what you can say for what you can say non-enterprise options. This kind of file sharing is useful, but with respect to enterprise is concerned, this kind of file sharing or file transferring is not at all appropriate, because there we need to deal with bulk of storages, and also the distance is the major hurdle for us. Okay, so these are all the different versions, or what I can say the different problems we need to take care. Okay, so with respect to that, the file sharing, what you can say, becomes an important criteria with respect to the enterprise is concerned. So before what I can say briefly discuss about the NAS, let us see how this NAS has been evolved over the years. Okay, so just have a look at this particular figure. We have a standalone PC, we have the portable storage medias, and apart from the next development is the network PCs. Okay, network file system sharing with many storages, and then we have come with what you can say the NAS concept at the later end. So to highlight few points about this particular figure, we can say that the floppy drives with capacities in mere kilobytes were widely used to share the data files earlier. Over the time, the need for larger capacity has emerged due to growing need for data to be shared across the organizations. Okay, so earlier we were what I can say using just a floppy diskette, which is around what I can say 1.44 MB at the max. Okay, so this was the file size. So with respect to the current era, is this 1 MB okay is sufficient for the storage? This is what the question need to be asked. So we are talking in terms of the big data, cloud storages and all those things. Okay, so considering those particular terminologies, your floppy diskettes or your CD diskettes just becomes obsolete nowadays. So continuing with this, these removable storage media such as flash drives capable of storing just what you can say the gigabytes of data have now complemented the traditional removal of media drives. Businesses not only need the capacity to handle huge data storage requirements, the need to share their data has made network attached storage as an attractive option. NAS systems use external storage for server or hosts, adding flexibility to network storage. NAS works at file level rather than the block level. This enables widespread access to the data over the network based upon the file system client has been loaded with. So with respect to this evolution is concerned, our network based file sharing provides a flexible to share files over long distance among large number of users. Okay, so I am talking about this is the era. Okay, so this is a standalone PC and removable what I can say the storage medias for file sharing like your floppy diskette and CDs I have shown. So then the next technology for the bulk transfer that has been identified as network of PCs. Okay, so we have only one what I can say the large storage device that is available here, and in this particular case networked file sharing concept, we have many storage devices or what can say the storage servers are available in this particular case. The drawback of this particular thing is that it creates the island of storages. Okay, so this is what the concern is. Then the later apart from the network file sharing concept, this is also what I can say, we will call it as direct attached storage. This is a direct attached storage. From direct attached storage concept to now we are in network attached storage era, okay, where all the many of the storage devices have been togetherly what you can say bundled in an NAS technology. Okay, so let us see what exactly this particular evolution is. So network based file sharing provides the flexibility to share files over long distances among large number of users. File servers use client server technology to enable file sharing over network. To address the tremendous growth of this file data in enterprise environments, organizations have been deploying large number of file servers. So these servers are either connected to direct attached storage or connected to storage area network as shown in this particular figure. So this is called as direct attached storage. Okay, so here the drawback is that it creates the island of the storages. This has resulted in the proliferation of islands of overutilized or underutilized file servers and storage. So apart from not only for creating the island of storages, but also which server has been used what I can say the most. Some have then left unutilized. So this is what the problem that happens with respect to this direct attached storage concept. So this particular strategy or this particular what I can say the drawback leads the technologists to think over the advanced technology which we call it as network attached storage. So in addition to this, such environments have poor scalability, high management cost and greater complexity. So for this particular thing, the network attached storage has emerged as a solution for all these problems. So with respect to this, now let us understand what is this NASE. So in the beginning of this particular session, I have told that this particular technology concentrates or supports the file serving operations. So with respect to that, NAS is shared storage on a network infrastructure. So NAS, we can define it as a dedicated high performance file sharing and storage device. So it is mainly, it is a storage concept, it is a storage technology which concentrates on the file serving operations. Okay. So as I have already told, NAS is a dedicated high performance file sharing and storage device. NAS enables its clients to share files over an IP network. NAS provides the advantages of server consolidation by eliminating the need for multiple file servers. It also consolidates the storage used by the clients onto a single system, making it easier to manage the storage. NAS uses network and file sharing protocols to provide access to the file data. These protocols include TCP/IP for data transfer and Common Internet File System, that is CIFS, and also it uses Network File System, that is NFS for Network File Service. NAS enables both Unix and Microsoft Windows users to share the same data seamlessly. Okay, so from this particular discussion we understand that this network attached storage concept is mainly used for the file serving operations across the operating system, any operating system. Continuing with this, NAS device uses its own operating system and integrated hardware and software components to meet the specific file service needs. Okay? Its operating system is optimized for file I/O operations and therefore performs file I/O better than the general purpose servers. So what is this general purpose server? We'll see now. As a result of this, NAS device can serve more clients than the general purpose servers and provide the benefit of server consolidation. A network-based file sharing environment is composed of multiple file servers or NAS devices. It might be required to move the files from one device to another due to reasons such as cost or performance. File level utilization implemented in the file sharing environment provides a simple, non-disruptive file mobility solution, and also it enables the movement of files across NAS devices even if the files are being accessed. Okay? So overall, in this particular case, this particular figure shows the NAS infrastructure, how the NAS looks like. Okay? So with respect to this particular figure, NAS, we can say that NAS is a shared storage on network infrastructure using unique addressing schema. Okay? So just see here, this NAS device is just attached to a LAN. Okay? So the implementation wise also it is very flexible. A NAS server is a storage device that consists of high performance file server and which is attached to a LAN. It is single purpose machine serving as dedicated high performance, high speed communication gateway to a file data. Okay? So as I have told, in this particular case, a single purpose machine serving. Single purpose machine serving means this NAS is only it is being used for file serving operation. Just keep it in mind. Okay? So this NAS is sometimes called as the appliance or filer. NAS has certain components like it has NAS head, which could be remote, which is nothing but it is a remote from its storage or contained within the same cabinet as its storage. Okay? So this is the NAS head, which can be placed remotely or it can be a part of this NAS cabinet device. Okay? So both are fine. But in this particular case, we have a component called NAS head in this particular case. So this NAS head storage is dedicated to NAS applications. So it entirely manages the NAS application. That's why it is a head. Okay? So what exactly the detailed operations and all that we'll see later. Okay? So just this particular head and these are the storage devices. This NAS head togetherly forms an NAS hardware or NAS device, we can say. Right. So continuing with this, I have just what I can say named one word, that is general purpose servers. Okay? So now we will discuss how this general purpose server different from our NAS, network attached storage. Okay? So let us see now. So this particular slide clearly shows about the general purpose servers and also the NAS device. Okay? So this is our general purpose server and this is our NAS, which has a single objective or single function device, whereas this has a general purpose device, or what you can say, it has multiple function to do. Okay, so be clear. That's why it is called as, since it performs multiple tasks or for multiple purposes, this particular server is used. That's why it is called as a general purpose server, and it can be operated on the different operating system. Okay, so just see here, we have many layers here. We have so many applications to be handled by application layer. We have so many drivers for printing applications. File sharing applications are performed by file system, IO operations layer, we have operating system layer, and the network layer. Okay, and in this particular case, since the NAS has only one objective, we have lesser layers here, that is file system, operating system, and network, to concentrate on the file serving operations, and therefore the file serving operations are much faster in this particular in NAS compared to your general purpose servers. So that's why more in this particular case, the objective is to provide a capability of file serving operation to an enterprise. Okay, so for this particular reason, a dedicated file serving technology has been devised for as NAS for the enterprise operations purpose. Okay, so let us discuss about the, what you can say, let us make a comparison between the general purpose server and the NAS devices. So your NAS devices is an optimized for file serving functions such as storing the files, retrieving the files, or accessing files for the applications and clients. Okay, so this is the single motto of NAS device, that is known, or that is very much clear from this particular figure. So with respect to the general purpose server, it can be used to host any application because it runs general purpose operating system. Okay, so here the operating system is any general purpose operating system which supports many applications. Okay, so that's why on top we have applications layer. So user can execute many applications on this particular server. Okay, but here in this particular case, user doesn't have a freedom. User has to use this particular server or this NAS device only for file sharing operations. Okay, so this is very much clear. This is the major, what you can say, the difference between the two. So unlike general purpose server, NAS is dedicated file serving, what you can say, the device. It has specialized operating system dedicated to file serving by using the industry standard protocols. Some NAS vendors supports features such as native clustering or for high availability. So real-time OS dedicated for file sharing are used, open standard protocols are used, built-in native clustering for high availability. So all these specialized protocols and specialized operating system is used under this particular technology, that is NAS. So any general purpose operating system or applications or protocols is going to work under this particular environment, that is general purpose server. So this is the only difference in this case. Okay, so it has a single objective, it has a multiple functions to do. Okay, so this is what the thing. So as I have already told, why only the single purpose or single function technology is required? Because enterprises need because in an enterprise a huge amount of data is been flooded, and they are dealing with huge amount of data on day-to-day basis. Okay, so because of that particular reason, only the data sharing or the file sharing, what you can say, the concept keeping in mind of enterprise operations, this NAS device is been devised. Okay. Right. So apart from this particular NAS and general purpose servers, let us see why we need to use our NAS, or why it is being devised, or in other words we can say what are the benefits of using this network attached storage. Okay, so from so far what we have discussed is that, to start with, NAS is nothing but it is a main objective is file serving, which has only one single objective, that is file serving only. Okay, so here in this case we are not dealing with any general purpose or general applicability of functions with respect to enterprise. So file sharing is the major objective in this case. So with respect to that, the first benefit having the NAS is comprehensive access to information, which supports the global information access. So comprehensive access to information means it enables efficient file sharing and supports many-to-one or one-to-many configurations. The many-to-one configuration enables NAS device to serve many clients simultaneously. The one-to-many configuration enables one client to connect with many NAS devices simultaneously. Okay, so one-to-many, many-to-one. So both these particular operations are possible in this case, which provides a enterprise a greater strength in what you can say accessing the files. So to continuing with this benefits, next one is improved efficiency. So improved efficiency means NAS delivers better performance compared to a general purpose file server, because NAS uses an operating system specialized for file serving. Okay, so as per our objective, NAS objective, what is that? File serving. Okay, so it has an improved efficiency because it has a dedicated infrastructure only for file serving operations compared to general purpose servers. It has a dedicated operating system, it has a dedicated network, what I can say, the protocols. So because of this particular reason, the efficiency of file sharing is being increased in NAS compared to general purpose servers. The next benefit in this case is improved flexibility. Okay, it provides flexibility, or you can say it provides improved flexibility. So which is nothing but it is compatible with clients on both Unix and Windows platforms using industry standard protocols. NAS is flexible and can serve requests from different types of clients from the same source. Okay, so this flexibility, so as I have told, it has to perform, or it supports lot many, what you can say, the specialized protocols. So therefore the flexibility for file sharing is a much improved, this particular service is much improved in this particular case. So it supports common, what you can say, the operating systems that are available, that is that you can say the Unix or Linux or what, even Windows also. So considering those particular things, it is more flexible. Then the next benefit to be considered for implementing NAS is simplified management. So before, sorry, not simplified management, before that we have centralized storage. So this centralized storage is to minimize the data duplication on client workstations and to ensure data protection. So greater data protection is possible in centralized storage. Okay, so here in this particular case, the centralized concept is introduced only with a point that to remove the duplication of data or duplication of files, you can say. Okay, so centralized management is very important in this particular case. Then the fifth benefit to be considered in this case is simplified management. So it provides a centralized console that makes it possible to manage file systems efficiently. Okay, so centralized management, centralized storage. Okay, so it provides an what you can say, the flexibility that the centrally the file management task can be performed in this particular case. Okay, so one administrator can have can manage the entire what you can say, the file management aspects or operations, you can say, in this case. So after file management environment, the next concept is, or next benefit to be considered is scalability. So this scalability, it scales well with the different utilization profiles and types of business applications because of high performance and low latency design. Okay, so nowadays the high performance applications are in boom, so it just scales up the high performance, what you can say, the processing tasks with respect to NAS technology is concerned. Okay, so because of this particular reason, the scalability is, what you can say, much higher. Okay, so high performance devices and high performance technology. Okay, it is in a separate area that has been coming up from that is the buzzing technology from last 5 to 6 years. Okay, so just have an analysis on that particular thing, that is high performance technology or devices. Okay, means what, this high performance technologies provide a greater what I can say, the infrastructure for processing the data, Okay, so this is what the thing is. Then coming to the next benefit, that is seventh benefit in this particular case, is high availability through native clustering. High availability means what? It should be available. The technology should be available. That is the major point in this case. So this particular NAS offers efficient replication and recovery options, enabling high data availability. NAS, high data availability. Okay, so this particular high availability or high data availability we have also seen in big data concept also. Data means Hadoop is highly available, means what, data is always available for processing. Okay, that is the meaning in this case. So NAS uses redundant components that provide maximum connectivity options. NAS device also supports clustering technology for failover. Okay, in case of any failure, the clustering technology will what I can say, it provides a supportive role in that particular failure what I can say, the situations. Okay, so this is how 24/7 or 365 days the data and also the storage devices are just active all the time. So this is what the meaning of high availability. It is always available. The infrastructure is always available. Coming to the eighth benefit, that is security. So this security ensures the security, user authentication and file locking with industry standard security schemas. Okay, so it provides a security integration to the environment. Okay, so in industry standard security concerns, authentication, file locking facilities are very much important, because in this particular case, for an industry or an enterprise, the data should be very secure and it is confidential. Okay, so there, for this particular reason, the security aspects plays an important role. So authentication, file locking facilities, this provides the highest security with respect to the NAS is concerned. Then the next benefit we should have with respect to NAS is low cost. So low cost means, as I have already we have discussed in the earlier case, that is the infrastructure, the architecture of NAS. If you see, that particular device is directly attached to the LAN itself. Okay. So here NAS uses commonly available and inexpensive Ethernet components. Okay. So already available network infrastructure is sufficient to install NAS devices. That's what the meaning is. So that's why with respect to the implementation wise, it is having a less cost. And also finally the benefit we should have is ease of deployment. So in this case, the configuration at the client side is very minimal because the clients require NAS connection software that is built in. Okay. So just client needs an NAS software here. Okay. Which is sometimes if we are connecting with an on the enterprise, we are employees of an enterprise easily connect, because that is a built-in software that is available and the users can easily access the storages NAS device in LAN, you can say. So these are what I can say, certain benefits that we can consider with respect to the NAS is concerned. So because of all these benefits, we can consider nowadays the NAS is a better option than the general purpose servers with respect to file serving operation is concerned in an enterprises. So after understanding why we need the network attached storage devices, next this particular slide just clearly tells you what is the expectation of the customers in today's world. So because of that, how NAS has changed over the years. So that is been depicted in this particular case. So initial demands for NAS were outside the data center. Okay, so this is the data outside the data center. The initial customer demands were outside the data centers. As the technology is matured, the criteria have been changed. Instead of localized use, it is more enterprise focused now. Okay, so NAS is not, it is just not localized device, it is an enterprise. With an enterprise focus, this NAS has been devised over the years. Desired for what I can say, the cost effective and simple implementation of departmental databases. Okay, so simple implementation of departmental databases can be done in this particular NAS. So the focus is more on the enterprise. And also there is a need to distribute consolidated and migrated data that is possible from this NAS technology. So integrated, that's what the meaning of integrated infrastructure. So because of this particular integrated infrastructure, the decrease in IT budgets can be observed, which is very much helpful for the enterprise management is concerned. New protocol developments like ISCSI, FCIP, IFCP, okay, so which increases the speed of what I can say, the NAS, and also it increases the opportunities for consolidation. So NAS is now powerful, easy to manage network information repository. Administrators look to NAS to provide a storage repository for small database applications, act as a transitional storage pool for backups and many other tasks. Some organizations add enterprise NAS services to their SANs and leverage centralized storage. So this is with respect to the NAS is concerned. So in a nutshell, we can say that NAS is a better technology for file serving operations. At one time, it was common for users within a given office or a department to share directories from their own workstation, right? So as this model continued to grow, data security and integrity became a very difficult to manage. Okay, these were the challenges that we have observed. File servers began to be used as a central repository for users' data. Over time, as the storage and processing requirements of the file server continued to increase, the operational components of the file server itself became a performance and scalability bottlenecks. Personal computer operating systems added a significant amount of overhead, and commodity hardware could no longer meet the requirements for availability, scalability, reliability, and also the performance of growing enterprise. So therefore, the NAS devices were developed to address all these challenges. So therefore, NAS device typically includes high performance scalable hardware, which comes under the category of high performance devices. It uses a specialized operating systems and protocol interfaces designed specifically for the file serving operations. The first generations of NAS devices were typically very high end and expensive. NAS technology has now moved into a small medium business market. NAS has also evolved into being more than just a shared storage pool. By integrating intelligent storage features, simplified management, and data protection capabilities, it has become a valuable component in an enterprise information management strategies. Okay, so here the fully focus on the enterprise management activities. For this particular reason, the network attached storage is considered as one of the best solution with respect to file serving operation is concerned. Okay, so this is what your network attached storage NAS is. Okay, so with this introduction, I think we will stop the today's session, and from next session onwards, we will start discussing about its components, connectivity options, and the related features. Thank you very much.